Hi, I'm Diana, and this is Shannon, and we are starting a conversation about pretirement, which means living a retired lifestyle in your 30s. In this blog in particular, we're going to talk about the fact that balance is BS. If you've ever wondered why juggling your job and your family and your friends and your own sanity seems like it's an impossible ideal, we actually think that it is.
And again, we were reading some interesting excerpts from Marcus Buckingham's new book, and that's why we chose to talk about this conversation today. So he has a new book out called Find Your Strongest Life, What the Happiest and Most Successful Women Do Differently. And he really rejects the notion of striving for balance and instead suggests striving for fullness in your life. And that really, really is very much aligned with how we are living within the pretirement lifestyle. So what he says specifically within the book is to strive for fullness. You have one life, you have one mind and one heart, one cup, if you will, and your challenge is not to separate one cup from another and erect boundaries between each and then somehow balance them all. Instead, it's to move your life and tilt your life and intentionally imbalance your life toward those few specific moments that will really fill your one cup. And that resonated incredibly with us when we read it. It was, I think, the most well-defined definition of what we're trying to do here that I've ever encountered.
We've always said, Shannon, that balance is BS. We've thought that for years and years and years as we struggled with it. And it's pretty cool that, Marcus Buckingham went out. He researched thousands and thousands of women and the most successful women and actually came to that conclusion. I think it's awesome that somebody's actually announcing it with a megaphone that it is BS.
Exactly, so that we can all stop trying because it's not working, it's fairy tale. So we didn't have that luxury when we were going through all of this 3 years ago, but we did have another principle that came up that if you want to talk about a little bit, Diana, from Tim Ferriss, that we found very, very useful.
So Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week is actually a huge instigator in pretirement for us, and so we referenced him quite a bit. But in his book, he actually challenged us at the time to dissect our business and our personal life, so not just business, but personal life, through these two questions, and I'll read them. Which 20% of sources are causing 80% of your problems, and which 20% of sources are resulting in 80% of your desired outcomes and happiness? It was a huge revelation for us, and this is how we applied it. So the first question about business, we actually stripped away and remembered in the context of we had just built this up and spent 5 years building our business to this point. Stripping it away actually was completely out of our comfort zone. But we stripped back our business by 80%. So we had 80% less employees, 80% less clients, 80% less overhead, huge, and applied it. We basically applied this ruthlessly to our business, and it was the best thing we could do because you know what? Believe it or not, our profits, it didn't strip away 80% of our profits, and that's a huge aha moment for us. So, and Jen, you talk about what we did on the family side too.
Definitely. I mean, it's not just limited to your business by any means, especially if part of what you want to do with retirement is to go on extended trips, because it automatically, I think, no matter what, strips away 80% of your life. When you remove yourself from essentially your entire life for a while, it automatically takes you down to that 20%. So all of a sudden you don't have those interactions with your friends that you normally have. You don't have the interactions with your family that you normally have. You don't go grocery shopping. You might not clean your house. It's very, very different. And there are some definitely negative consequences to that. I mean, it wasn't a popular decision for us to be taking our parents' grandchildren away from them for a few months. But it's, again, focusing on the things that we knew were right for us and our families and were going to really fulfill us. And I don't regret it for a second, and I bet you don't either.
No, exactly. And I mean, what we'd like to end with today is actually asking you to do what we did. Dissect your business and your personal life through those two questions. I'll give them to you again. Which 20% of sources are causing 80% of your problems? That's the first question. And the second question is, which 20% of sources are resulting in 80% of your desired outcomes and happiness? And that's from Tim Ferriss's book, 4-Hour Work Week.
So good luck with that challenge, and we'll be back soon.
Exactly. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks.